Hello everyone and welcome to this Monday.com tutorial where we'll be showing you how to use Monday.com for just yourself. Right here we're on Monday.com and maybe you have an account, maybe not, but we'll be using the Get Started option. And then right here you have the option to continue with Google, or you can use your email address and click on continue. We'll be choosing continue with Google, and on this page you will be choosing your Google account. Click on continue to confirm the account you've chosen. And here, you'll need to state what brings you here to Monday.com. You can see different options. However, based on our tutorial, we'd like to select personal. Click on continue. Now on this page, you can see some options based on the question, what you'd like to manage first. So let's say we're working in education and maybe you're a teacher or a professor and you'd like to organize your activities. We're going to select that and click on continue. Then here you're going to select what you'd like to focus on first. And then we have some options here: group assignment, resource management, curriculum and syllabus management, academic research. And you can see these options are attuned to what you selected. So we're going to choose task management, but you can go ahead and choose whichever option is applicable to you and then click on continue. And then the last question, how did you hear about us? So we're going to be choosing YouTube or any other option you feel is applicable to you. Click on continue. And here we're asked who else is on your team. Now, because we're using Monday.com for ourselves, we're going to say remind me later. Click on it. Then here you're going to write in your first project. So here we're going to say 9th grade and then click on next. So here we have the columns that will be important to us: owner, status, date, budget, files, last updated, timeline, notes, etc. Now, as a teacher, I want to select notes, also have files, priority, perhaps last updated. Now, budget is not necessary because this is just in education and we're talking about subjects that we might want to be teaching in the 9th grade. So we can also have a timeline, and then we're going to click on next. Then here you get to select your real-time insights with dashboard, and we have tasks by view, by status, by owner, overdue task, and tasks by date. Now we're going to choose overdue task because we want to keep things in check. And then we're going to select next and then add a view layout. Now Monday.com has several options for views. You can view things with a table, timeline, cards, Kanban, Gantt, or calendar. And so we're going to continue with table. Of course, we could change the view layout later. So click on get started to begin. And now we have our dashboard here. We have 9th grade. So say you want to create another space for another grade. So we're going to click on the 3 dots here, click on duplicate, and then we're going to call this the 8th grade. Choose what you want to duplicate. Board structure only, board structure and items, board structure, items, and updates. So we could choose board structure and items. And this is really after we've actually designed our table. So this is something for you to take note of. Then if you click on duplicate, you can see duplicating board. Then here you have 8th grade, and you can see that indeed it is a duplicate. So that's to show you that you can actually make more spaces within your workspace. We're currently on the main workspace and we have 9th grade and 8th grade. Now we want to focus on what we can do with our 9th grade workspace. Now we're going to go under tasks, and this is a to-do list. So we're going to assume that this is a to-do list of what we need to make our research for. So we have task 1, we're going to change it from task 1 to English language. So we're going to click right here. Now you need to be careful where you're clicking on. If you go over to the name itself and click on it, you can change the name. However, if you click on an empty space right here in this cell, you're going to have this sidebar open up where you can add some more details. So even if it opens, you can still come over here and change it to English language. And then here you can write some information right here. We could say grammar and vocabulary. Click on update. And here you can see it has been identified as a note or comment. So you can see it right there. You can see 1. If we write another, say we want to write speaking, click update. It's going to show you 2 because there are 2 updates right here. Now, if you want to set reminders for any of these options, you just need to go over to what you want and then click on the bell icon right here and set in 1 hour, in 20 minutes, in 3 hours, tomorrow, next week, or a custom time. When you click on a custom time, you're going to select the date you want in the future. So this helps you to keep things in track and set reminders so you don't forget. If you want to get the update via email, you can choose the update via email, and this can also work as well. Great, so here we have English language right here, and we're going to click on task 2 and then write math. Then here, say we want to write science. Awesome. You could write your update right here. You could also write the owner, of course. This is just for you, so you don't need to have this written every time. And here you have your status and you have due date, priority, notes. And when you come down to the bottom here to have the slide bar, you can slide it from the left to the right. You have files, timeline, and last update. As you can see, this last update was made 3 minutes ago for the English language details. And you could do the same for others and the update will come right here. Now, depending on what's important, you can set the priority from low, medium to high. Now, if you have your English language low, that's fine. And when you click on it, you could also see another option, critical. Now, these are labels that you can actually make some edits to them. If you click on edit labels, you can see critical, high, medium, and low. So if you say it's critical or high, you can click on it and actually change the color so it's more color coded than just writing. Then you can see medium, you can see it right there, and also low. Click on apply, and this sorts things out. The same can be applied for others, such as your status. You can see done, working on it, stock, and stock is actually red, which is important, so you can see with the color codes which to be addressed immediately. When the due date actually comes and you've said it's done, it will automatically cancel that. Now you can see it's currently done. If we change it to working on it, you can see that the date no longer has a strike through. But if we change this to done, you can see it right there. Now, of course, we know that we've selected done right here, but you want to imagine if you have lots of to-do tasks and you can see lots of cells saying done, 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 but rather what you can do is to move what you have as done, even though it's stated here, to the completed section of your workspace. So in order to do this, we can hover over it and you can see the cursor turning to the hand, which is the grab tool, and we're going to grab it down to completed. Great, so you can see the status is done and we can change the priority to low just to keep the color codes easy on the eyes. So you can see right now we have English language and science. So we've completed our preps for math and you can see the status is done. Of course, if you want to create a new section from to do to completed to say a new group, which will be called delivered. Now this delivered table simply shows that you've simply had this subject discussed in your class and it's actually done. So if you want to do that, all you need to do is to click on add new group and say call it delivered. Awesome, right? Of course, if you want to change the color code, you could put it in this color right here and we'll be good to go. You could expand or collapse the group if you want by using this icon right here. And then you have the 3 dots right there where you can click on it to archive this group, delete this group, or add apps to it. There are other options such as renaming the group, exporting this to Excel, and of course you have the collapse group option right there. Now, of course, at the beginning we selected owner, but at this point you might be thinking we don't need to have the owner because it's for personal use, so you don't need to have this anymore. So what you can do is to come over to owner, click on the 3 dots there and decide to delete it. But if you feel that you might need it later, but you don't want to see it right now, all you need to do is to click on hide as an option, and then you have the owner and you can unclick it. And when you unclick it, it disappears. Now, of course, you have the filter options right here. We just talked about the hide and then we have the filter options. You can click on the drop down and you have advanced filters where you need to select the column. Say you want to select status. And you can say status is, click on the drop down, status is stock. So if you just want to see all the tasks that are stock, you can just simply click on it and it's going to show you. As you can see, everything at the background disappeared. We're going to cancel that again so you can see it. You can see everything is right here. And then when we click on stock, everything goes. Now, we just have only science because science is the only task that is currently stock. Well, what are you stock on? Well, you would know from your notes, or of course, you might have added a note or update right here. You could also see the priority, or you can add some notes right here just to help you at a glance. We can click on the filter once again. And if you don't want to see what's stock, you can click on the drop down, see what's being worked on. And of course, you could click on it to see the update. Now, if you're having challenges with the brightness of your Monday.com, and this is by the way, you can go over to the top right corner, click on it, and change the theme. Now, when we go over to dark, you can see that it's now dark. This might be better for some. We just wanted you to know that this is an option for your personal use. And of course, this is our workspace within the main workspace. And with these three dots right here, you can move it over to favorites to bring it over here. Click on favorites. And it's now right here. And this is really nice in case you're having lots of spaces within your workspace and then you just want to have your favorite right here. You can see ninth grade and it's always going to be here. Now, of course, earlier on, we talked about different views. We're just going to change this filter just to see everything once again. We're going to cancel this. And yes, we have everything once again. Now we're going to click on the plus icon right here to add a view. You have table, which is what we were currently on, but you can also choose calendar, chart, Gantt, Kanban, etc. So if we choose chart, we can see the statistics of how well our job is going. Now you can see what is being worked on, what is done, and what we're stuck at. Everything at 1, and you can decide to follow on the stuck, click on it, and it's going to show you which task is having the red flag, which is stuck. So this is to help you coordinate and organize your work and improve the workflow. So at this point, we hope you're able to use Monday.com for yourself in order to increase your productivity, stay organized, and have a better workflow in your field. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.